Alright, so today I'm going to go over the Battlegrounds changes for patch 26.6. We have a huge minion shakeup and a surprise at the end. But first off, we're going to go with some hero power updates. First, you have Cariel. It's going to be changed to every time you upgrade the tavern, you choose an improvement, and there's 3 of them. So either the hero power gives stats to an additional friendly minion, or it'll give an extra 2 attack, or it'll give an extra 2 HP. And it starts off by giving 2 friendly minions +1/+1. So this is kind of a big change. What is this? Oh, this is just the buddy. Got him Fairmount. So nothing changed. But basically, you can choose the early hero power choices depending on what your leveling curve is and how much stuff you're going to have on board. I feel like initially it's probably better just to spread out the stats onto more minions, and then later on choose to give additional stats. Like, you can't control where these buffs go, so yeah, it's a little hard to concentrate them on premium minions, but this is still like these 2 options are pretty good, but you still need to first spread out the amount of minions that you give it to. But yeah, it's just significantly better. And then basically, I think you almost always want to pick the attack option once you maybe get to 4 minions to buff up, and then you can just play like a mech build or like a divine shield build or with cleaves. It's just really good for tying early on and then actually having relevant scaling later on, because HP usually kind of sucks. And then we have Daryl. It got changed to whenever you buy a minion, give it a +1/+1 hat that passes to another minion when sold. So the way I interpret this is it's a lot less tempo early, because you're just getting a +1/+1 hat on 1 minion that you buy, and then it's kind of slow because you gotta, like, you only get +1/+1 when you sell something too. Yeah, I can't actually tell if this is much better or not. Like, I don't think you need to play this where you need to dance on something really hard initially. I think you just play it more normally, and then later on, perhaps you can concentrate a lot of buffs once you have like some sort of comp that wants to buy a lot of minions. So I think this is like way more late game focused, but way less early game focused, which is probably a good thing considering the power level of the game went up a little bit, and you don't really keep up that well with the old hero power. But I'm not so convinced this hero is that good. Deathwing got changed to start of combat, give all minions +2 attack permanently. So this is your board always, and then whatever opponent that you played initially. I feel like this is significantly worse than the old Deathwing. Like, the power of Deathwing used to be you could buy minions that were good at the old hero power, like Icky Imp or like Menace or Bronze Warden. But now you just get like a ton of attack super early on. That's just like not relevant at all. Like, you don't need that much attack, and I feel like it's a lot easier to lose fights early. Like, it's not even necessarily that much better late game, because you could always have played like a good Deathwing comp later on with Gas Coiler or like mech summons or demon summons. Yeah, I feel like this hero got worse. And then Blackthorn. This hero power used to be a passive. Whenever you level, you get 2 gems. Now it's a 1 gold hero power that you can use twice to get 2 blood gems. And with Cobras being as strong as they are right now, specifically with Moonjazzer and Prickly Piper, I feel like this hero is pretty good. Spending 2 gold for 4 gems when they give you a lot of stats, it's pretty good. Drekthar just got buffed up. It used to be Avenge 3, and now it's Avenge 2. Probably still not super good. Edwin, it got changed to give a minion +1/+1 upgrades after you buy 4 minions. So the more minions you buy early on, the better it'll be later, and you don't have to like really spike like your later turns by buying a lot of minions. Still costs 1 gold though, it's a little awkward. If you play standard curve, you buy minion turn 1, level turn 2, buy 2 turn 3, buy 2 turn 4, and then 1 on 5 and level. So I guess the first time you'd probably hero power is like the 8 gold turn, and then it might give you +3/+3, which is like honestly a little underwhelming. But it does keep stacking. Like later on, it might be good. I think this doesn't really keep up well with the state of the current meta though. Illidan is now additionally buffing up HP with the hero power. Not like a big difference later, but early on that can matter a lot. It's just good in fast tempo metas, which I think the current one might be like that. Still like kind of not a great hero though. Ini used to be after 12 minions died you get a random mech, but now it's 10, so it's a pretty significant change. I think Ini was already pretty good before this update, and now it's even better. Just getting random mechs is usually pretty good with magnetics and how good the magnetic synergy builds are. Mukla got changed. It's now passive instead of 1 gold hero power, and you just always get 2 bananas and then you give 1 to everyone else. And it's at the start of your turn, so your opponents will be able to use the bananas the same time you do. Like you don't have a 1 turn advantage. Yeah, I'm a fan of the fact that you don't have to spend gold on it. You can just play the game normally, and you're definitely getting way more stats than everyone else does. So yeah, it's just a good tempo hero, and I believe this hero has a little armor too, unless they changed it as well. So yeah, pretty solid. Kurtrus got a complete overhaul. It used to be like this quest system. Now it's once per turn after you buy 4 minions, discover plain copy of one of them. This is kind of like not having an early game hero power at all. It's really hard to buy 4 minions in a turn. This discover effect is kind of strong though later on, but I don't think you'll be able to get to this point with no hero power. So I think this is way too greedy. I'm not a fan. I liked the old Kurtrus a lot more, I think. That was a good early game tempo hero, and it had some good late game applications too with demons and mechs. Nixia just got a buff. It used to be Avenge 4, now it's Avenge 3. And I think this, yeah, it's just better at what it does, being a good Avenge hero, a good like tempo hero. Works well with Stomper, works well with Avenge cards. Yeah, just even better hero. Overlord Surfing, it got a change as well. 1 gold to give a minion in the tavern +2/+1. So you don't give it to your board anymore. And then just doubles every 3 turns. So I believe on turn 4 it'll be 4/2. Then on turn 8 it'll be an 8/4. And then 12 it'll be like 16/8. But it costs 1 gold, and it's not really like super strong because you have to use them on the minions in the tavern too. So basically, if you're not playing like magnetic mechs and you're not using it on like magnetics, it's really hard to get value on this hero power. Not really a fan of this hero either. I don't think it's that good. Queen Ashara, I think, just got changed from 30 attack. Now you just need 25 attack. It was kind of a good hero for forcing Deep Blue Crooner and Zesty Shaker, but Nagas aren't really in a good spot besides that specific combo, so probably also not a very strong hero. I feel like the theme is a lot of like not super amazing heroes are just getting changed pretty dramatically, but not really impacting their overall position in the metagame. Queen Wagtoggle. This used to be, I think, only give three minions of each of like different tavern types or different minion types stats, and now it gives all all the different ones. It's a decent tempo hero, but like, yeah, I don't know if this changes it that much. I feel like by the time you get to like buy really high timer tier minions, it's not really that good of a hero power. But early game, like, yeah, you win a lot of fights specifically because of this. Still just seems kind of meh. Rakanishu got changed. It used to be it would give minion stats equal to its tavern tier, but now it's your tavern tier. So also not a really big change. I don't think this hero is that good either. Especially now that like you really don't get to power level that quickly to 5 or 6. So you're mostly stuck on 3 and 4, and it's just not good. It's like very similar to all those other hero powers that have 1 gold buff a minion heroes. Okay, and then Tamsin also got a change. It's just like reducing, or it's increasing the amount of minions that it gives the buff to, giving the stats of the lowest health minion to all the minions now instead of just like I think 4 others or 5 others. Yeah, this hero again is not like super great, but it's pretty good in certain lobbies, especially when you can manipulate stats of minions easily, like Nagas or Kobors. Tavish got a pretty big change as well. Now it starts at 2, and then it doubles every 3 turns. Not damage. Doesn't seem great, because honestly, at the late game, like you're usually just shooting the lowest target, and it kind of just overkills it. But then this is kind of worse now, like turn 3, turn 5, turn 6. Yeah, I think this actually makes the hero worse. Akazam got 2 secrets removed, Snake Trap and Avenge. Pretty useless secrets, honestly, throughout the entire game. And now there's Reckoning and Magic Plex, the Soulstone. So this one is after your last minion dies, summon 2 random demons. And importantly, this can stay on your secret list even after combats if you just don't lose. So it makes it easier to get better secrets like Ice Block, Competitive Spirit, and like good combat ones like Splitting Image. And Reckoning is kind of cool. After an enemy minion deals 3 more damage, destroy it. So if you're like attacking with your biggest minion into the secret, it's just gonna die. So it's very important to have a small minion to attack first to play around this. Yeah, and then a few armor updates here too. Any just gets less armor because it got buffed significantly. Deathwing, it's a lot less armor. Just surprising, because I think it's kind of bad, but I might be wrong on that. Onyxia has a little more armor too. Actually, I'm not sure if this is higher. This is less armor. Never mind. These are all less armor. Cariel's less armor. Blackthorn's less armor. Edwin, Akazam. I feel like some of these things will just be reverted back because the heroes won't be that good. But yeah, be happy to be proven wrong. Daryl and Mukla's new armor totals are less armor than they previously had, but more armor than they had. Okay, so they're just making them so it's less strong at higher levels of play because they might be more powerful up there. And then we have some new minions. Hungry Snapjaw, tier 2. It was a 4/2 after you summon a beast, gain +1 health permanently. It's kind of like Snail Cavalry from Nagas. Just like kind of hard to buff the attack on this, but it can get a lot of HP. It's like kind of strong early. It doesn't seem particularly strong, but it can be okay in the right spots. But I don't know, early game beasts aren't very good. Cogwork Copter, tier 2 mech, 2/1 Divine Shield. After a friendly minion loses Divine Shield, give a minion to in your hand +1/+1. I like this a lot. This can give you a lot of value, and it already gives you value from the beginning. And it's a 2/1 Divine Shield. This seems like a great card to buy early. It's just a little painful to hold cards in your hand, like turn 3, turn 4, which is the trade-off. It might not even be worth it to hold cards sometimes, but if it is, it's pretty good. And especially if you have just a lot of divine shields, this gets value pretty quickly. Annoy a troop, tier 5 mech, 3/6 taunt, divine shield, death rattle summon, 3/1/2 mechs with taunt and divine shields. This is insanely annoying. This is way better than Void Lord, and the fact that it's a mech is just kind of gross because you know you can buff up mechs pretty easily. This is a really good card. Like Void Lord is already pretty playable. This is just way better than Void Lord. And it's just like it's so hard to chew through. It makes cards like Cinderai, I guess, pretty important if you need to get rid of taunts. Because otherwise, like, there's just always going to be a taunt on the board until you chew through like at least 2 taunts and 2 divine shields, but probably even more. Yeah, and then there's the only ones that are added, and then they removed Ikiamp, Puppbot, Leaper, Green Thumb, Patient Scout, Leapfrogger, Gem Smuggler, Faceless Disciple, Elise, Boombox, Blanchy, aka Horse, Buster, and Kangaroo's Apprentice. So a lot of Death Rattle cards. This card is really strong. It's going to be missed. Leapfrogger was pretty impactful. Green Thumb was a really good reason to be on 3 for some times. Elise was just really potent. This was like an insane Exodia build round, as well as these two. So Death Rattle builds really got hurt. It's a really strong like discover options as well. And what got added back was Imprisoner. It's a 2/2 Death Rattle summon a 1/1 demon, and this is a demon too on tier 1. Noetron, a tier 1 1/2. Urel, so 1/5. I think buffs up different minion types +1/+2 when it attacks. Spawn Azoth, Gem Splitter, Briny Bootlegger, Karaji. This one was a tier 4 5/5 that when a friendly taunt minion died, I think it gave +2/+2 adjacent minions. Really strong tempo card. This is like also build around. Like this is just huge gem generation, and they didn't remove the other gem generation cards, so Cobra should be a lot stronger now. This was a tier 3 4/4 pirate that gave you a coin at the end of your turn if you controlled another pirate. Just a really good card to get early. Witchwing Nest Matron, just a lot of free battle cries from Revenge. Champion of Yasharge, that was a 4/4 tier 4. I think it's a tier 4 3/3 now that gains +1/+2 whenever an attack is triggered on one of your top minions. Baby Crush, really strong tempo card on tier 5. Cyborg Drake, I think that was a 2/10 tier 5 mech dragon that gave your divine shield minions like 5 attack or something. Really gross, the new mech taunt actually. And then Greasebot. And then I think, yeah, I'll show you these cards. Noetron, tier 1. Champion Charge, yeah, it's a tier 4 3/3 with extra HP again from after a attack happens on a taunt. And then Murzon also got changed. I believe it just doesn't give you a golden minion now. When you have a golden Murzon, it just gives you 2 plain copies, which makes the card way less strong, but it's still a pretty good triple. And then Greasebot's now 1/4 with Divine Shield. After a friendly minion loses Divine Shield, give it +2/+2. This used to be a 3/6, I believe, that had Divine Shield and gave Divine Shield minions +3/+2. Really OP back then. This doesn't seem particularly strong right now though. And then yeah, the last big thing is on July 11th, Quest will come back to Battlegrounds on turn 4. And yeah, when the updates on that come out, I'll make another video. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys.